Welcome back. Leaders of the Democratic National Committee have a wee bit of work to do, let's put it that way, as they gather this week in Minneapolis for their annual summer meeting. They're out of power. They're lagging behind Republicans in most fundraising. And while a recent Gallup poll finds more Americans identify as Democrats than Republicans, similar polling has given the party its lowest ratings in modern times. Against that backdrop, we're joined by the vice chairman of the Democratic National Committee and Pennsylvania State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, who is in Minneapolis tonight. Thank you for being with us. There's been a lot of discussion about sort of, I think as your chairman put it earlier today, winning arguments versus winning elections, and the need to focus on the big prize, which is actually convincing voters to vote for members of your party. How do you guys address that divide on tactics and strategy moving forward this week?
So let me start by making this point that I think sometimes gets missed. Not only does Donald Trump not care about the American people, he doesn't like the American people. It's why right now, as you've been talking about throughout this show, he's taking the American armed forces and not turning them against our adversaries abroad to keep Americans safe, but he's actually turning them on the American people. I start there to make this point that Democrats aren't in this to like win a pickup basketball game. We're in this to make life better for the American people. Because when we look out at this country, we actually give a damn about the farmers who I talked to in North Dakota this weekend, who are seeing the cost not only of fertilizer, but the cost of the equipment that they need go up because of this president's erratic tariffs. We give a damn about making sure safety is a reality in our communities. That's why Democrats have been talking, as many of your guests have mentioned, about ghost guns, of which I'm one of the prime sponsors of a bill to deal with ghost guns in Pennsylvania. It's why we've been investing in mental health when given the opportunity to lead. It's why we've been trying to invest in homelessness prevention. I highlight those things to make the point that it is healthy to have a party that is having a fruitful and important debate about how we win elections to have the power to make life better for the American people versus an administration that spends every single day trying to make life better for their dear leader.
Um, and I hear you on that, and I think there are some who will have heard your answer and think, but there they go again. You ask a Democrat a question about the trouble they have, and the first thing they talk about is Donald Trump. Is there something affirmative that Democrats would do to help improve voters' lot in life right now that maybe isn't as directly tied to the president, or something that he's not talking about?
Ed, I hope if people just heard my answer that they heard me talking about the farmers that I mentioned who I met in North Dakota who are dealing with this president's erratic tariffs and Democrats' continued investment in farmers. I mean, I'm going to just stick with North Dakota because I was there for a couple of days. When North Dakota dealt with horrific storms because of the impact of extreme weather events, the former administration approved that emergency declaration overnight. This administration has still not approved an emergency declaration for one of the worst tornadoes in history. And so when you ask what do Democrats want to do, obviously what we want to do is reverse the things that this president is doing to make life worse for the American people. And so the things that are happening to families aren't happening, in a vacuum. And I think Democrats are more than self-reflective on the fact that we have to win elections. It's why we are investing and have across this entire summer in getting organizers on the ground. This is the earliest investment we have made in quote unquote, off cycle investment in organizing that we've ever seen the Democratic Party make. It's why we're investing $1 million a month in our state parties so that they can reach out to people in their communities to talk about how we make their lives better. And it's why we've been crystal clear. We're not going to continue to be a party that allows the Republican Party to treat us in a way where we're playing checkers and they're playing Grand Theft Auto. We're going to stand up against this administration, and we are laying out an agenda every single day about community safety, about allowing our small business owners to thrive.
In our remaining seconds, yay or nay on restoring New Hampshire as the first state in the presidential primary calendar? Where do you stand on that one?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
New Hampshire, should it go first again in the presidential primary calendar? I know that's one of the things you guys might discuss.
Well, listen, we're gonna have that conversation. I'm certainly not gonna come on here and get ahead of the Rules and Bylaws
Okay,
Committee.
non-committal he is.
All of our states are gonna have that conversation. All of our excuse me, our DNC members who are on the Rules and Bylaws Committee is gonna have that conversation with our states. But what I'm excited about is that we're gonna have some incredible nominees who are gonna be running up and down the ballot, and certainly for president, that the American people are gonna get to hear from.
All righty. Well, we'll do that over the course of the next few years, but we appreciate you being here. Good luck with your meetings this week. Malcolm
Anytime.
Kenyatta from Minneapolis, thank you.